Welcome to Lit with Ernest, where we dive into the world of literature and explore the stories, themes, and ideas that shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Today, we're going to talk about Washington Square by Henry James, a novel that has been a cornerstone of American literature for over a century. Published in 1880, Washington Square is a tale of love, family, and social class set in the mid-19th century in New York City. The story follows Catherine Sloper, a young woman from a wealthy family, as she navigates her relationships with her father, her suitor Morris Townsend, and her own sense of identity. On the surface, it's a simple love story, but beneath that lies a complex web of themes and ideas that continue to resonate with readers today. To understand Washington Square, we need to consider the historical context in which it was written. The late 19th century was a time of great social change in America, with the rise of industrialization, urbanization, and immigration transforming the country's landscape. James was part of a literary movement known as realism, which sought to accurately depict everyday life and the people in it, rather than relying on romantic or idealized portrayals. One of the key literary concepts at play in Washington Square is the idea of the limited narrator. James employs a third-person narrative voice that is restricted to Catherine's perspective, allowing us to see the world through her eyes. This technique creates a sense of intimacy and immediacy, drawing the reader into Catherine's inner world and making us feel like we're experiencing her thoughts and feelings firsthand. Another important theme in Washington Square is the concept of social class. James explores the tensions between old money and new riches, as well as the limitations placed on women by societal expectations. Catherine's father, Dr. Croce Sloper, is a wealthy and influential man who wants his daughter to marry well, but Catherine's own desires and aspirations are constantly at odds with her family's expectations. One of the most striking aspects of the novel is its portrayal of Catherine's inner life. James uses free indirect discourse to convey Catherine's thoughts and feelings, creating a sense of stream of consciousness that feels remarkably modern. For example, when Catherine is considering Morris's proposal, we see her thoughts racing back and forth, weighing the pros and cons of marrying him. Morris himself is a fascinating character, embodying the contradictions of the American dream. On the one hand, he's a self-made man who has risen from humble beginnings to become a successful businessman. On the other hand, he's also a charming but untrustworthy figure who may be using Catherine for her money and social status. Washington Square has had a significant impact on literature and culture, influencing authors such as Edith Wharton and F. Scott Fitzgerald. The novel's exploration of themes like social class, identity, and the limitations placed on women continues to resonate with readers today. In fact, Washington Square has been adapted into numerous films, plays, and television shows over the years, including a 1997 film starring Jennifer Jason Leigh and Albert Finney. Despite its many strengths, Washington Square is not without its controversies. Some critics have argued that the novel is too narrow in its focus, too obsessed with the rarefied world of the upper class. Others have seen Catherine as a passive or weak protagonist, unable to take control of her own destiny. However, I think these criticisms miss the point. Washington Square is a novel about the quiet struggles of everyday life, the ways in which we're all limited by our circumstances and our own flaws. In conclusion, Washington Square by Henry James is a novel that rewards close reading and reflection. Its exploration of human relationships, identity, and social class continues to resonate with readers today, offering insights into the complexities of everyday life and the fragility of the human heart. Through its nuanced portrayal of Catherine Sloper's struggles and triumphs, James reminds us that true strength lies not in grand gestures or heroic actions, but in the small, everyday choices we make, the ways in which we choose to live with dignity and integrity. Like this episode, if it hit true. Share it if you respect honest talk about books. Subscribe because we'll do this again. This is Ernest, signing off.